Hi, guys, and welcome to Cheyenne's Jewelry Podcast. I'm your host, Cheyenne. Welcome. This is not a paid promotion, but I will be giving a shout out to Karel van Graan, hi Kali, who gave me a shout out on his YouTube channel. Thank you so much for that. Really much appreciated. It was lovely hearing about somebody else speaking about my dad.
Howdy folks. So here we are on the ferry on the way to Nanaimo. We are going to go visit our friends on Gabriola Island for the weekend, so it's going to be a nice one again, a little bit of a break. In the meantime, I thought I'll use this time to shoot a few videos for you and talk about a couple of things. And the first thing I'm going to talk about today is Vancouver's own Vancouver University of Vancouver's own nude beach, or it's called the Wreck Beach. It's just actually just next to the University of Vancouver, and it is a naturist beach. So people walk around naked there. Well, I think it's clothing optional, so you can go there with clothing, but it's mostly frowned upon. And then it's also obviously I can't go there and go take footage, because that is really frowned upon if you start taking footage of all the nude people walking around. But it's not bad nude, it's naturism, it's just people that enjoy being naked. And then of course apparently there's a whole bunch of other things happening there as well. It's more of a rebel beach sometimes. There's some guys doing mushrooms and all kinds of other stuff there, but it's mainly a naturist, and it's mainly people that are just enjoying being naked. It's not nothing funny or weird about it. As a matter of fact, while we're talking about this, I don't know if any of you remember Beau Brummel. He used to be a famous actor, and he used to star in the story novels, and he was a singer many years ago. But I think most of you would know Beau from Bow Valley, just north of Pretoria, where it was South Africa's first naturist resort, the first naturist farm. The reason I'm mentioning that is his daughter Cheyanne is actually on, she's one of our followers. She often comments on the videos, and she loves what's happening and loves watching our videos. So for those of you that enjoy naturism or that remember Beau, say how's it to Cheyanne. I'm going to put some links to her video and her podcast down in the description, so you are always welcome to go and have a look at what they're trying to say. I think she's also looking at coming to Canada at the moment. Her and her mother, Beau, actually passed away a while ago, I think about 6-7 months ago, I'm not sure exactly. And they're trying to sell their home in South Africa and move to Canada. But anyway, so yes, if you like taking chances, Vancouver has got its own nudie beach, on Wreck Beach, just next to the University of Vancouver, and then of course University of British Columbia. And then of course I don't think we'll be visiting it, although they say in the winter months you can go there, because then people are mostly clothed. I can get that. Maybe it's a little bit too cold then. Any which way, I don't think we'll go there when it's clothing optional. I already stare at people. Can you imagine if they walk around naked? I mean, people might think I'm a bit of a creep, because I already look at everybody and go, look at that person, that looks different. Anyway, so there you go guys, Wreck Beach in UBC. Have a good one. Cheers.
The reason why I have named my podcast Cheyenne's Jewelry Podcast is because of my website, Cheyenne's Jewelry, where you can buy your unique, one-of-a-kind jewelry, and also I couldn't come up with a cooler name. South Africans out there around the world, you will remember my dad as Beau Brummel, the nude king of South Africa. He always will be remembered as the nude king of South Africa, and no one can take that away from him. No one. He was the first ever person to open up Bow Valley, the first ever nudist resort in South Africa, basically. Anyway, but before that, he was Bodie on Tembara. Those of you who remember those picture books before TV came out, Bodie Untamed, Bodie on Tembara. And before that, he was a singer in England in the 1960s, the early 1960s. He was known as Beau Brummel Esquire and his nobleman. So yeah, my dad was a singer in the early 1960s, not just in England, but in the whole of Europe. You can see here, Oslo, Madrid, Rome, Paris, Cologne, London, so he was not just in the picture books, he was also a singer in the early 1960s. And when he was a singer in Rome, he met up with Clint Eastwood. They stayed in the same hotel while Clint Eastwood was filming A Fistful of Dollars. There you go. Where am I? There. So as you can see, there's Clint Eastwood. And then, of course, Vincent Price, who was the first ever Dracula, one of the first. And then our beloved Gary Player over here, who's just lost his wife. Condolences from the Brummel family in Bronkhorstspruit for that. Sorry to hear that. But there you go, Gary Player. In Swartskop Club, 1970. Dale Hayes, Gary Player, and Beau Brummel. Below with Clint Eastwood in Rome, 1965. And then Beau with Vincent Price as Dracula, also in Rome in 1965. So there you go. The dog barking, my mother telling her to keep quiet. Also, in the early 1960s, the gentleman on my right, wearing an open-neck white shirt, is Prince Dadu Ruspoli. His family is one of the oldest and richest in Italy today. It was at his palace here in Rome that we played for his daughter's coming out ball, £50,000. So there you go. There's my dad with Prince Ruspoli. And he says at the back of the photograph, he says, Princess Marina Torlonia is on my right, next to me. So that must be that lovely lady over there. So there you go, there's the writing. So my dad has met a few famous people when he was in Europe. And then also my dad met Tom Jones at the EMI studios in London. Like I said, my dad earlier was a singer. I've got lots of pictures of my dad as a singer. And Beau opens first boutique in Carnaby Street called Lord John's. Remember Twiggy? Swinging 60s in London, great days in Britain. Here, Beau Brummel Esquire on YouTube. There you go. It's not very professional, but I feel professional things are not real, where this is real. It's from my heart, And then, of course, my dad met Tom Jones at the EMI in London, Abbey Road Studios, where they are actually back to back. So here's Beau Brummel Esquire, and there's Tom Jones. There's Tom Jones. There you go. So back to back with Tom Jones. My dad didn't carry on with the singing days. He came back to South Africa and made a name for himself somewhere else. Here's another one of Tom Jones and my dad. So I wonder if Tom Jones actually remembers my father, you know. I did go and see him when he did the Elvis concert in London. A security officer took my autograph book to him where I've got my dad's signature on. He's my first autograph I ever collected. And the security officer said he did show Tom Jones. I don't know how true this is, but he did show Tom Jones, and Tom Jones said he did remember my father. But I should have said to the security officer, please ask him for an autograph. But then again, I don't know how true that is. So there you go. Now, of course, my dad, he came back to South Africa from his singing days, and then he acted in the picture books, Bodie on Tembaro, Bodie Untamed. And those were quite famous before TV came about. You know, once TV came out, bye-bye to those picture books, which is very sad. Now, my dad's picture books, they are all in black and white. They were in black and white, and his was the first one to be printed in color. Hey, hey. Now, my mom was also famous in her heyday. She acted in the picture books Zelnadia. Now, I've got two here. So she was also famous in her time before she married my dad. So there you go. Here's Zelnadia. That's my mum. Sorry for the glare of the computer, but I'll post these up again separately. I'm playing one of my dad's lovely songs. So there you go. That's my mum, Zelnadia. She was also a model and a runner-up to Miss South Africa in the early 1960s or the early 1970s. She was a runner-up to Miss South Africa. This is some modeling pictures of her. And now, so my dad did the picture books and that, and then he met my mom. But the thing was, both my mom and dad's wedding was actually a publicity stunt. They met the Tuesday, they married the Thursday, and they were meant to get divorced 2 weeks later, which never happened. There's their wedding day. And of course, after them not getting divorced, 5 years later, my brother was born, and then another 5 years later, I was born. Little old me. If you would like to know more about me, you can buy my book, Growing Up in the Buff, available on Kindle or paperback from Amazon. Oh yeah, so my dad came back to South Africa from his singing days in England, met my mom, got married, and then of course they did a project together called 3 Bullets for a Long Gun. And it was sold to Marion Films or Marion Studios. They don't no longer exist anymore. But the deal was that they would get royalties. My parents would get royalties every time the film had been shown. Now, 3 months after purchasing 3 Bullets for a Long Gun in 1971, they went bankrupt. And of course, automatically the rights revert back to my dad. But people are out there selling it, claiming it as their own, which is illegal. What can I do about it? I don't have a lawyer I don't have lots of money to hire a lawyer to get royalties back from those people. Anyway, so it was premiered in New York in 1971 on New York's naughtiest street, apparently. I see a South African movie in New York's naughtiest street. So there you go. Proof that my father, from singing to acting to making a Western, this movie was actually banned in South Africa because they said that it was too violent. But they lifted the ban on A Man Called Horse. Now that was more violent. than 3 bullets for a long gun. Terrible. It's mixed up. Why would they ban my dad's movie where there's no blood to a movie called Man Called Horse, which is more blood? Anyway, so there you go. That was my dad, and we haven't really had good luck since then. But yeah, and with the money that he made from 3 bullets, that's what he bought Bow Valley with, and then opening up South Africa's first ever nudist resort, and him being the nude king of South Africa. Before the pandemic, my dad and I opened up my shop, the Mengelmoes shop, because I sell jewelry and furniture and clothing, so it's not just jewelry. It's a real Mengelmoes. It's a real mixture. And it was going to be a meet and greet. Come and meet Bo. Kom kuier saam met Bo. And of course, Bodie on Tembara again. My mum, my dad, and it was kom kuier saam met Bo. Now it's got Pick and Pay up here because my dad wanted to ask the owner of Pick and Pay here in Bronkhorstspruit if he could stick this up in the bottle store. And of course, that would have brought great advertising for us, so they could come and meet Bo, kom kuier saam met Bo, and then they could come and buy jewelry or furniture or something from me, so it wasn't just come and visit with Bo, it was come and support both Bo and his daughter Cheyanne. Before the pandemic, we did have a lot of people come and visit us, and which was funny because I think they just wanted to come and see if we had any nude pictures stuck up on the wall in my shop, because I do have a lot of pictures of my dad. And but we live in a very conservative town, and out of the respect of the people, we don't have any nude pictures on the walls. Hence no nudes, because we live in a very conservative town. Bronkhorstspruit is very conservative. Those people have never been back since. Maybe they did want to see nude pictures on the wall. In my profile picture of Instagram, I'm wearing a beautiful ball gown dress. I'm very proud of that dress because it's the first ever beautiful dress that I ever bought for myself. Never before have I bought anything as beautiful as that. And I have been tagging Light in the Box, which I follow on Instagram. I've been tagging them to say, hey, I bought this dress from you. And not once have they said thank you or shown my picture or anything, which is quite disappointing for me. But yeah, I've been posting, it's my profile picture on Instagram. My profile picture on Facebook is my dad and I. And also this beautiful picture dress is my profile picture for my podcasts, which you can hear on Apple Podcasts and iTunes and Spotify, Deezer, Google Cast, if I'm not mistaken. It's showing everywhere basically, and I'd like to get those followers so I can start earning money. Now, a funny thing about Instagram, you get people that follow you but they don't read your bio. And on my bio it says, and on my bio of Instagram, which is over here, it says writer of Growing Up in the Buff, sold on Amazon, jewelry designer and podcaster from South Africa. I'm South African. Life is an adventure, dare it. And of course, I've got all other links in my link tree. Now, you get these people that follow you. They see your posts and then they send you a message. And they're like, hello, how are you? Lovely to meet you. Where are you from? All information is on my profile, guys. If I like your post, I go to you, to your group, and I read about you. And of course, I'll ask where you are from if I don't see where you are from. But it's clear as day there. Clear as day. I'm South African. I'm from South Africa. and my podcast, with all the amount of videos and that I've posted, you'd think people are actually listening or watching or seeing or reading, and they're not. They're really not. I don't know why not. I'm more of the information type. I'm not just wham bam, thank you ma'am there. So yeah, thank you to my followers. I've got 1,191. And if I'm not following you, I think I've got my reasons. And also I've got a lot of gemstone groups following me because it says on my profile I'm a jewelry designer. I just can't afford anything right now, hence why I've got a GoFundMe account and trying to save money to move to another country, wanting to move to Canada. And so yeah, so this is the thing. So but people just see what you post, they see you follow them, then they say, where you from? It gets me all the time, it really does. When I'm interested in someone, I go to their profile, I look at their pics and read their bios. I've unfollowed a few of the semi-precious gemstone groups because to me they all look the same. I also have a lot of cat groups. I love all their little pictures and that. I wish I had some more doggy groups following me, but I love cat groups. I love animal groups, as long as they're not showing animals being tortured and things like that, like what's going on in China, the awareness and things. I don't need to know what's going on in the world. We've got enough troubles here under my roof. So, yeah. I personally follow a lot of Canadian groups and photographers only because I love Canada and I wish to live there one day. I really do. Now, as a South African wanting to live and work in Canada, you need a certain amount of money. If I'm not mistaken, I think you need at least 30,000 Canadian dollars to live and work in Canada. And I would love to open up my shop, the Mengelmoes shop, in Canada, because I know that I will do better there than what I am doing here. And I know the South Africans living in Canada would love to see my dad's wall of fame and bring back such good memories for them. Thank you. Here you go, Cheyenne's jewelry being sold at the Mengelmoes shop in Bronkhorstspruit, with all my dad's pictures up on the walls. See, no nudes. No nudes. You can check out my jewelry on Cheyenne's Jewelry, my website. But yeah, if you would like a closer look and you live in South Africa, you can come by Cheyenne's Jewelry or the Mengelmoes shop in Bronkhorstspruit, number 10 Fidder Street, and come and look at my lovely jewelry, my beautiful jewelry, and all my dad's pictures. See, people, no nudes, and it is all censored. So yeah, I had a lot of people come and visit me in the beginning, come and visit my dad and I before the lockdown. Of course, we sell clothing. Like I say, we had people come and visit us before the lockdown. And of course, no nudes, so they all stayed away. I guess they wanted to see nudity. To glare there. David Kramer. My dad saw a lot of celebrities in his life. Was a singer. See, here it is again. Back to back with Tom Jones.